Vishal, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
AI has been on our minds for the last 3 years, and 3 years is a huge long time, but every month, every week, there is something that is keeping us on the edge. Your focus area is AI and for the greater good of humanity, security, those kind of aspects. So I wanted to start with first your perspective on the 30,000 feet level view, and then we can drill down to the area that you're working on.
Well, AI is actually quite old. It is much older than 3 years. ChatGPT started about 3 years ago, so that got a strong hold in our consciousness. But OpenAI itself is 10 years old, and the field of AI goes back to 1956 when John McCarthy came up with the name artificial intelligence. So it's a very old field. There has always been excitement around building something intelligent, but the amount of interest now in AI and the amount of spending in AI, these are all on the one hand very exciting, but on the other hand also there are lots of dangers that if we are not careful about how we use AI and how we bring AI into society, that we can see. So it's a great time it's a very exciting time to see the impact of AI in different parts of society and how that will take shape.
So you rightly said it's not 3 years old, it's more than 30 years old, but the current public consciousness that has entered and hit us with like a load of bricks, I think whether we better wake up, otherwise we'll be left behind the curve. So you have been on this scene for a long time, both you work for bigger companies and entrepreneurial journey. I want to pick a leadership question. It's very important and pertinent rather for leaders to build very good teams around them to execute on these big ideas. How do you think leadership is evolving with the current challenges?
It's an excellent question. So if you look at the state of AI, there are 8 or so billion people in the world. Out of that, about 800 million are using AI right now. So that's about 1 in 10, meaning they have had access to ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini or these kinds of things. Out of those, only about 1.5 million people, maximum 2 million people, can build an AI application. These are not people who are building the models. These are people who can build an application using AI. So it's about less than 2 million. Out of those, the number of people who can deploy productively in a reliable way an AI system is in the neighborhood of 250,000. And out of that, the number of people who can actually build a foundation model is less than 10,000. 10,000. And so, as leaders, one of the most important priorities, longer-term priorities, is to build talent. People who understand what this is. It's a technology, it's a tool that we have built. People have been building tools for millennia. And the most important thing also for India is how many people understand what this is, how many people can build what this is, how many people can improve what this is. So I think until those numbers start climbing, it will continue to remain a mystery to us. And then, when things are mysterious, bad things happen. When we don't understand what we are using, how does it work? So I think as leaders, it is very essential before we start to think about how does AI transform our business, or what opportunities does it create, or what threats does it create for our business. I think the first step, maybe even like step 0, is how many people do I have who understand what this is and who can use this, who can explain to me what this is, who can use it, who can build with it, or who can build it. I think that is the most important leadership challenge right now.
I have a follow-up on the same, thought process. Is for leaders, for themselves individually, they also have to keep evolving and adapting and changing themselves. And sometimes it gets difficult, especially if you come from a big company background, because you have a lot of resources at hand. So can you be a big company leader in the mindset and also be nimble like a startup entrepreneur?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, that is what is called for now in these days that we are living in, and it is very essential to be both, on the one hand, be able to operate at a large scale of a big company, but on the other hand be very nimble. I think that is the call of our times, and leaders like Doug McMillan at Walmart or Satya at Microsoft have demonstrated that it is possible to do that.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate that.